When was the last time you actually spend time with yourself? And I'm not talking about going on a walk and listening to a podcast or going to the spa and getting a facial done or maybe on your bed scrolling, binge watching something. I'm talking about when was the last time you actually sat with yourself and just be in your own existence and listening and having an intimate conversation with your soul? Because a lot of people have become strangers to themselves. We get too busy, too distracted, too surrounded by the wrong people, the wrong energies to be able to actually even listen to our own thoughts. And then we wonder why we feel lost, why we may be feeling numb or unfulfilled, even though our life outside of us looks pretty good. Perhaps you may have a hard time making decisions for yourself. You go and ask two, three people for their opinion on a subject that they're not even experts in. And these decisions are about your life. But you go and ask for people's opinion because you have a lot of fear or you don't trust your own judgment. But today we are going to change that. Today we are going to talk about how to reclaim that inner power, that inner connection with yourself so that you can start setting those boundaries, so that you can start making decisions from yourself, from your own judgment for your own good. Hola, if you don't know me, my name is Andrea, and I am so excited that you are here with me in this little casita of the internet. A lot of you in my community might know me as the limpia lady or la muchacha que hace las limpias because of my deep roots in energetic healing and spirituality. I am a spiritual guide and a subconscious reprogramming coach, but my work goes a lot deeper than that. I create spaces for healing, for breaking patterns, and for activating true divine identities within people so that they can live the life that they actually want to live. I blend energetic work, spirituality, and subconscious reprogramming so that you can start learning tools and skills that you can implement in a society that demands a lot from us. And not only demands a lot from us, but it's actually designed to keep us disconnected from ourselves. And that takes me back to why it is that you might be feeling disconnected from yourself, because it starts with creating internal wholeness. When you make the connection to self a priority, with time, you start creating wholeness. But what is wholeness? Let's Google it. Let's see what Google says. What is wholeness? Wholeness is the state of being complete, unbroken, and fully integrated. But what does that actually feel like? I think it feels like a steady, grounded foundation, a place of relaxation and peacefulness. Kind of like when you come home after a long day and you just can't wait to get into bed and relax. There's nothing like having sleeping in your own bed, taking a hot shower after a long day and just letting the water wash away everything. That moment, that's wholeness. So, how do you start creating that wholeness consistently without really trying? Well, let's think about the opposite. When you don't know who you are constantly looking for validation or for permission from the outside, from people, society to exist. You perhaps start compromising or bending your boundaries to keep the peace so that you can avoid an argument or a fight, but yet you're helping them keep their peace, not your peace. Or maybe you overgive, you extend yourself in places or with people that actually end up draining you and not actually fill you up. But when you start cultivating that intimate relationship with yourself and start getting to know you, your intuition sharpens. You start trusting yourself better. You can actually differentiate whether it's your thoughts or your heart that is speaking. And when you start creating that wholeness, that flow inside of you, and I say this to my private clients all the time, if you want flow to be in your life, it starts within you. What is happening internally in your mind, in your spirit, in your body physically? What is the flow? What is that connection inside of you? What is happening? Because when you are in flow on the inside, then it starts reflecting on the outside, how you show up in your relationships, how you make decisions, how you manage your finances, and how you actually start showing up in the world in an authentic way. So, if you truly want to sharpen your intuition so that your decisions become easy effortlessly, and so that your relationships also become easy and actually fun and enjoyable, it starts with one choice. It starts with taking your existence and your healing and evolution seriously. It's just like dating. When you are dating somebody or in partnership in a relationship, you want them to take you serious. You want them to take the relationship serious, right? So how can you expect somebody to take you serious if you don't take yourself serious? And I'm not like saying like we got to be like super serious and strict, because we got to have a little bit of humor. Come on, life is fun. Enjoy it. We got to be able to laugh at ourselves. But I'm saying taking yourself and your evolution seriously, getting to know yourself seriously in an intimate way. So, how do you start dating yourself actually? Well, here are three things that you can start doing today. You can pause the audio if you want to do one of them as we go, or you can come back to it when you have time. So, ejercicio número uno, the 5-minute morning routine. The first thing that you do when you wake up, are you checking your phone, turning on music? Stop doing that. For 5 minutes, when you first wake up, the first thing you should be doing is taking a deep breath in and exhaling, because you just woke up and you just had a fresh breath of new air, a new opportunity, a new day. And for the first 5 minutes, you can wash your face and brush your teeth if you want to, but for 5 minutes before you turn on emails, notifications, music, take those 5 minutes, go outside or look at a window where there is sun, let the sun hit your skin, or if you can't do that, lay on the floor and stretch. And for 5 minutes, ask yourself, what kind of attitude do you want to have today that is actually going to feel good in your body? I remember I used to be a very bitter person. My mom would always tell me, Ay, estás bien amargada. And yeah, I was bitter. I wasn't happy with my life. And when I started doing this exercise, I said, okay, I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to feel that. What is the opposite of bitter? Well, it's sweetness, right? Well, what is sweetness? Joy, happiness. How can I feel that in my body? What can I do for my body to experience that feeling? For 5 minutes, that's it. Because that's already helping you set a good attitude of what you actually want to experience for the rest of your day. Exercise número dos, a midday somatic check in. So set an alarm, a reminder at some point during the middle of the day where you can check in with your body. You will take 3 deep breaths in and open your mouth, let it go. I tell all my clients all the time, use the air. Air is medicine. Breath. You need breath to reset your nervous system. Check in with your body. Where are you feeling tension? Have you been holding all the morning stress in your shoulders from work? Or the meeting you just had and you're holding tension in your jaw? Maybe it's in your rib cage. Where are you feeling tension in your body? And tell that part of your body to just let go. Say, hey, it's okay, let it go. Ya pasó. It's over. And that's teaching your body to start being in connection with your mind and with yourself. You're actually speaking to your body and giving it permission to let go. Sometimes our body gets so stuck that we lose the signal from our mind to our body to say, hey, that we're over that situation where we've moved on. It's time to let go, loosen up. Y exercise número tres, the journaling. So I know you probably don't like to write, and you don't have to be a good writer, but it's good exercise for your mind to put it out in writing. Write a letter to yourself as if you were speaking to somebody, a very dear friend of yours, or perhaps a younger version of yourself, and ask them, what is it that you need from me right now? And just start writing whatever comes to mind. Mi querida amiga Andrea, what is it that you need from me today? What is it that you need from me this week? What is it that we need to focus on? If you are a leader, you probably send emails to your team asking them how you can support them. Write an email to yourself asking yourself, how can I support you? It sounds silly, right? But it helps and it works because you are building that intimate relationship with yourself. Just how you would ask your partner, what can I do to help improve this relationship? You're asking the same question to yourself. And if you're thinking, oh, that's kind of cringe or I feel uncomfortable, then you're doing it right because change is uncomfortable, especially at the beginning. When you finally start to tune out all of the noise and make that quiet space so that you can hear yourself, a lot of heavy things can surface up. But hear me out. You don't got to do it alone. A lot of us are ambitious Latinos, Latinas. Most of you are probably first gen, and we're used to doing things on our own or doing things for the first time or doing things that are differently that our families might not quite understand. So we tend to do things on our own or a escondidas, hiding them from the people we love. I remember that I went to therapy for a whole year in silence, a escondidas, not telling my family members because they wouldn't really quite understand. But I realized, and it took me a long time to figure it out, and I don't want you to take as long as it took me to figure out that healing doesn't happen in isolation. Healing accelerates and your evolution accelerates when you find spaces and people who are intentionally building the same path that you are on and that they are able to hold you while you are going through that process. If you are ready to dive deep, cleanse your energy, and truly switch your identity to that divine identity that you are meant to be, welcome to my world. I am here to remind you of your power. You can look at the description box below and see how you can connect with me. And before you go, we can start the positive chismes down in the comment section and tell me, what does wholeness look like in your life? Na la del vecino, na la de tu mamá, in your life. What does wholeness look like in your life? And how can you start creating wholeness in your life today? Don't forget, subscribe, follow, and share this with somebody who can benefit from it or can find inspiration from it. Y nos vemos en la próxima. Chao.